Hi, happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for joining me today for another Woolly Wednesday. Today we're going to do a demo finishing up our Monogram pouch bag. So if you were with me last week, we did some of the stitching, appliquing the flowers, and some silk ribbon embroidery in the flowers. And today we're going to finish up making the bag. So I'm going to show you how I do the zipper, and there's a lining, all this fun stuff, so we can get this bag made. So thanks for coming. Hi Dana, thanks for coming today. Before I get started, I know not everybody's maybe ready, but you can catch up on the recording. So I want to do, hi Patty, happy Thanksgiving to you too. I want to show you what our drawing is this week. So the drawing is for a pattern for the snow day pillows and coasters. So if you haven't seen that yet, this is one of the coasters. Little snowflake. These are super quick and easy to make. I mean, all you're doing is appliquing down your snowflake and a little embroidery stitching in there, and it makes a really nice gift. And you can whip up a whole set of them in no time. Also, in the pattern, you can make a snowflake pillow. So mine has some snowflake buttons on as embellishment, and those come in the kit, or I also sell those buttons, or you can leave off the buttons and just add more embroidery snowflakes if you like. But that is our drawing. So to get in on the drawing, if you haven't been here before, is to like or comment or share or make a purchase in the online store. All those things get you in the drawing for the week. So who doesn't love snowflakes? Well, okay, I don't always love them falling down outside if I have to go somewhere. That's not fun. But after they're done, it's pretty, and snowflake applique is good. Okay. Also, I have a coupon code I want to share. I decided to have start our Small Business Saturday / Black Friday promotion. But for me, it's a thankful sale because I am thankful for everybody who's supporting me, and so I'm going to give you a 30% off discount if you want to purchase some gifts or just something for yourself, or tell whoever needs to buy stuff for you where to go and get it. So the discount code is thankful. I wish I could make it so that my site didn't have to have a discount code, but that's how it works. So thankful is the discount code for 30% off site-wide through the weekend. And through, I think, just 3 days maybe, I have the pattern for this pouch we're making free. So it's a download. I had it right here to show it to you. It's a download for free to get the e-pattern. You get it in an email, and then you can print it off if you want. But I also put in the pattern all the alphabet, so it looks to you on the screen like it is correct, but it's actually, hi Kim, it's actually printed in the pattern backwards. You have to enlarge it 400% to get it for the size I used. So you can do that if you have a copier that you can enlarge. If not, you can just grab any font you want in your computer and make it bigger, or draw your own letters, however you want to do it. But they're there if you want to use them. Oh, Also, you can make the pouch without a monogram if you just want to decorate it. I also put in there some flowers, hearts, some different things, some leaves, different things that you might want to use to embellish a pouch. But I think it's a nice size if you are giving a small gift, or if the pouch itself is lovely enough that it can be the gift on its own. So let's get started. This is the one that I am going to do today. So it's different than the A pouch I made. I did some little circles and did some embellishment, and I did some silk ribbon stitching. So isn't that pretty? All right, so let's get started. I hope you're going to be able to see. I am going to tilt the camera a little bit. So, and I will just try to make sure I look for questions instead of just getting into my sewing. I blocked off one of my lights, so I have a lot of other lights on though, because my sewing machine has these bright LED lights right here, and on the camera you couldn't see any details. So hopefully you can see that. And get my stuff all ready here. I have to start. Okay, so I have a zipper. This zipper was really long. Doesn't go, Kim? Yeah, it's a nice K, isn't it? Thank you. It is cute. So my zipper was super long. Doesn't matter how long your zipper is as long as it's long enough, because you can cut it off. So I just cut off the bottom because you want your zipper to be just an inch shorter than the top of your bag, so that you've got about a ½ inch on each side. Okay, this one I already put a tab on it, so it doesn't even need to be a ½ inch. 3/8 of an inch is enough just to make room for your seam allowance when you go to sew all those together. Let's see if I can show you in this bag. That is like my working on the directions prototype. I don't know if you're going to be able, you can't tell. Doesn't matter. I'll just show you as we're going along. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is to put a little tab on my zipper ends. And that way the bag looks a little more finished. You can see here and here than just having the zipper. So if you're going to cut off your zipper end, you're cutting off the stop, the thing that makes the zipper not come off. So if you're doing that, it's best to use a tab. So now I start moving stuff around, and I lost, oh, here it is, my little tab. Okay, so the directions has you cutting these little pieces. They're 1½ by 2 inches for your tabs. You can see how it finishes off the edge. And I just chose the same fabric as my lining. That's what I usually do, because it does show on the outside of the bag. If you want to choose another color that matches the outside of the bag better, that's up to you. Okay, so take your little tab thing, and it is right side up, and I'm going to put my zipper down on top of it, because then we will sew, fold, and it'll be right side up. The directions first has you fold it in half the long way and give it a little finger crease, and then you can fold it in and in. Okay, and then it gives you folded creases of ½ inch increments. So now let's make sure I do this right. Right side up. Now I gotta think. Instead of stopping to read my directions. funny is that? I even practiced this so that I could just do this and not have to think about it. Goes like this. Okay. Fabric right side up, zipper right side up. How different is that than our usual sewing anything? All right, and I am going to then stitch a 3/8 inch seam allowance. And I'm starting on top of my zipper. I don't know if you can see that. Because when you just have one thickness of fabric, it doesn't always sew really nice. Okay, so this isn't perfect, but we'll do. It'll do. All right, so now I've got this sewn on. It's gonna come up, fold down that 1/2 inch, and fold over again. Okay, and then we will top stitch so that it's finished like this. Let's see if we can get a bit of focus. Okay, I'll give a little top stitch here. I have my zipper foot on because in a minute when we go to put on the zipper, it's just going to work a lot better. It's not always the easiest to sew everything with your zipper foot on though. Okay, so now we've got our tab on. Now we're going to take the front of our bag and we're going to put the zipper on, and then we'll put it on the back side too. So we want our zipper to be, there's the front of our bag, and here's our zipper, right? So if it's flipped over, we're going to have the right side of the zipper sewn down to the right side of the top of the bag. And now we've got these little tabs on there. It's hard, I hope you can see. Okay, so, oh, I was going to angle the camera. I need somebody here to tell me what to do. There, I think that's better. Now you have a better angle. All right, so these tabs have a little excess. I'll trim those off so it's easier for you to see. I'm going to center that zipper, and we still have a little excess up here, about 1/4 inch. I'll use my little clips to hold it in place. Okay, I just got started. Now I have to get that zipper pull out of the way, because if you don't move it out of the way and you go to sew around it, you're going to get a little bump. So just stop sewing and move it out of the way. It's just a lot easier. I'm increasing my stitch length. That was too short. Alright, now I'm going to move my zipper the other way. Put it up here out of the way. And we can finish the zipper. Okay. Now we've got our zipper half on. And we're going to take the back of our bag and do the same thing. This time you make sure they're all lined up on the edge. So again, I've got about 1/4 inch extra beyond where my zipper lines up. some back stitching at the beginning and the end to make sure it's secure. You don't have to worry about stitching super close to your zipper teeth. You can have some space because it's okay to see the color of the zipper. We're not doing a hidden zipper like in a skirt or something. It's okay that it's going to show. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. You can have a little bit of a wavy seam and it'll turn out just fine. Okay. I'll trim my little threads away. Does anybody else just throw their scraps on the floor when they're sewing? That's what I do. They even either land up on my shirt or my pants or the floor. Alright, now we've got our zipper sewn in to our bag. Isn't that orange pretty with my little orange stitching? Now, the way to do the lining so that when you open up your bag and your lining is covering the zipper also. I hope this isn't boring. I hate to be boring. So my lining pieces are the same size as the bag pieces. The bag pieces are 6 inches by 8 inches. And you can adapt this to any size bag you want to make. I did 6 by 8 inches because if you have one of my 6-pack bundles, you can cut them out of that. Or, you can just make scraps. Hi, Denise. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thanks for coming. Hi, Linda, if I didn't say hi to you already. Alright, so now our lining is going to get sewn on here. And we need to sandwich this zipper inside there. So we've got a lining piece, and it's gonna go on top. And make sure that I have it going the right way. So I need it right side out on the inside of my bag. So, like this. So we've got our wool on the outside and the lining on the other side and our zipper in between there. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be right sides together. But let me double check and make sure that's correct. Because we hate to do it wrong and have to redo it. Okay, that's all good. So, right sides together. Actually, it's not. It's the right side of the lining onto really what is the back of my zipper. And then when you unzip, you will have the correct. Okay, now we're on. So now you have a stitching line from when you sewed your zipper onto the bag. And we're just going to follow that stitching line again because we're going to sew this piece on. And if you sew from here, you can't really tell what you're doing. So we're just going to have our lining piece on the bottom and sew on the top again. Okay, we'll do the same thing with our other lining piece. Got that one on. And now we will do this one onto this other zipper side. It's going to go here, so it'll open up like this. Sure hope I'm doing it right. You'd think I'd remember how to do everything since I made it up. But that was days ago. Can't remember anything from one day to the next. Alright, now we've got all this stuff under here. So I just want to make sure underneath that everything is pulled out of the way, and I am not going to accidentally catch something in my sewing. Here, got this caught in my clip. Get this other lining piece all out of the way. That looks good. I have to go this way so I can see my line. Okay, we'll get all of our edges lined up. Now for all layers of the zipper, you want to have that zipper foot in so you can get close to it. Because if the edge of your foot, which any other foot is going to stick out further, that edge of the foot catches along your zipper, you're going to get that little bump, a wavy bump in your seam. Okay, now here's our front and back, and now we have front and back of our lining. And our zipper is enclosed both ways, and the edges of the zipper are on the inside. Next, we just need to sew up the outside edges. So we're going to put our outer bag right sides together. And then we will line up the lining so it's right sides together. And the biggest issue is when you get to this seam right here, and those little tabs that we made on the zipper, you can see that in there. What you want to do is kind of force those tabs to go towards the top of your bag, towards the wool. So I just take a little scissors and I put it in there, and I kind of push them forward. You see, push them forward and pinch that seam closed. And I'm going to put one of these little binder clips on there, and that will hold it so that's going the right direction. I'm going to do it for the other side. Those little tabs stick out about 1/4 of an inch, but you want them to be sticking up on the outside of your bag, not sticking down. As you can see, there's kind of this little bump here, and you want that up, not down into the lining. Now we're just going to sew all the way around and leave an opening down here in our lining. So I'm going to start down here, the bottom corner of my lining, and you only need to do like a 1/4 inch or a 3/8 inch seam again. And start down here, back stitch so it's secured, and I'm going to leave this big gap. When you get to the corners, oh, I should have used a lighter here. When you get to the corners, I didn't do it here, but if you just sew a regular corner, it doesn't turn as nice. Can't really see it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot. Instead of doing a 90-degree corner, I come to a couple stitches from my corner, and I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to take 2 little stitches at an angle. And that just helps the corner to turn better. Now when we get up to this bulky stuff, here's a little trick I want to show you. So I'm going to sew as far as I can. But now I've got this big hump to go over. I guess you can't really see that with the angle, can you? Sorry. But when you've got a big hump you can't go over, your foot is feeding along like this, okay? And if all of a sudden it has to go up, it can't feed right because it needs a level surface. So anything you can use to put under your foot to help it get over that hump. So now I have to go up over this hump in front of me. So I'm going to put something behind my foot, and it can be as easy as a little package of needles, or I have one of these it's a seam height adjustment tool that came with my Bernina. These are pretty handy. If you don't have a Bernina, you can still buy one of these from a Bernina dealer because there's 3 pieces, so you can have it 1 thickness. You can put 2 together for bigger thickness, or put all 3 together for something really thick. And this isn't very thick, so I just need 1. So I lift up my foot, put this little guide underneath it, and it just makes, oh, I need 2. We're going to go with 2 thicknesses. And now my foot's level, and I really wish you could see that. I don't know if I could. Okay, bear with me. We're just going to bring you down here. Oh, you can't see because of the darn light. Oh well. Okay. And I can just sew over my hump. And the little thing just shoots out behind you when it's done. And I'll just go all the way around. And honestly, should have changed my foot. If I had to put on my walking foot, this would be easier. So I just have to go slower. I'm going to do my corners. I'm going to pivot and take a couple stitches at an angle. Now we're coming to that hump again. That time it went over easily and I didn't need to use my tool. Okay, almost to my corner. I'm going to stop, pivot 45 degrees, take a few stitches. 2 stitches, not a few, just 2. Okay. Now we're stitched all the way around the bag, except we have left the bottom of the lining opening so we can turn. But before we turn, I'm going to trim off all these corners, so we get rid of that bulk and we can turn this bag inside out. And I'm just going to trim away some of this bottom seam in the wool. to make it less bulky. So anywhere you've got a bulky corner, you can just cut away the little triangle tips. Okay? So you can see here, I just cut away those corners. Now, are you ready? This is so exciting. We're going to turn it inside out and see if it worked. All right, so now we've got this hole in the bottom, and this is very important to make sure that your zipper is unzipped. I'm going to unzip it a little more. Okay, and now you can turn your bag inside out. I'm going to use my not sharp scissors. Not the best corner turning tool, but they're not sharp, so they have a rounded end. They're not going to poke through my fabric. Okay, so I just kind of give that a little, I'll do it a little bit better next time. And then your lining will get poked in. Now on where your zipper tabs are, just stick your finger in there, give it a push, and just pull up that little zipper end and the zipper tab. So see how it's kind of wants to be down inside there? Just stick your finger in there. Give it a tug out. There. Cute little bag. Zip open, zip closed. Now all we have to do is sew up the bottom. And you can do that by hand or on the machine. Okay. What do you guys think? I suggest just go get that free pattern. Then I'll send you a free pattern. You can follow the pattern. You can follow along with the video if you want, but hopefully the pattern is easier to follow than following me, because it's hard to see exactly. I need a better setup, I guess. Multiple cameras, and I don't know how to do that, so we'll just live with what we've got. Okay, so that's all I got for today, I think. Did I forget anything? Anybody think of something I forgot? Oh, I'll show you. I just took a little, because I just used the zippers I had laying around, and the little zipper pull isn't very big. Where do you find the pattern? If you just go to my online store, and when I'm done here, I will just post a link right to it on right above this video, okay, on the Facebook page. But if you just go to the online store, it's right there in the Woolly Wednesday, first thing on the home page. You can click on it. It's going to be $4 after this little special for the next few days, but right now it's free, and then I'll email it to you. But you probably want to go there anyway and take advantage of our 30% off and use Thankful to get 30% off everything through the weekend. I was going to show you that I just took a piece of ribbon, and tied a knot on there to make a little zipper pull. Because some of these, they're just dressmaker zippers that I had, have a tiny little pull. But it's a cute, fun little bag to make for just about everybody. You're welcome, Kim. Thanks for joining me today. And I guess I'll see everybody later. The color you have on today looks great. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. That's nice of you to say. I don't know. Did I forget anything? I don't know. If you would like to have the printed pattern instead of the pattern emailed to you, that is also available in the site, that you can buy that. But, you know, you can get 30% off on it too. Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. I will see you next time for another Woolly Wednesday. Have a happy Thanksgiving and take care of yourselves. Bye.